Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Rekt Capital channel. Rekt Capital here. Let's dive into a market analysis of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is going to be a follow-up to my previous video on the same topic essentially, and I just want to give you guys an idea as to what's going on in terms of these coins, in terms of the money flow cycle, and in terms of the altcoin hype cycle that is just around the corner. Very important things to just gel all of this together and understand the context that will facilitate market-wide increases in altcoin valuations. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. And if of course you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do so. That being said, let's talk about the triangular structure here for Bitcoin overall. After a parabolic run-up, whenever you see a uptrend and then you see a triangle form, usually this is a continuation pattern where people are essentially just negotiating between themselves, buying, selling, and essentially these sort of ranges can shake out a few investors on the way to new highs. And at the moment, we are seeing a peaking candle past this blue diagonal resistance that is rejecting, or at least has rejected price in the past before. We've seen harsh rejections from this blue diagonal resistance where sellers were quite strong, but buyers were even stronger right over here and over here. But generally speaking, we're actually seeing a weakening in the sell side momentum from this price point right over here, and you're actually seeing increasing strength from buyers in this inclining higher low. So essentially speaking, price compression in towards the apex of this triangular market structure, and price compression of course always precedes price expansion. So price compression is a good indicator of volatility that's yet to come, and these trigger points right over here, this uptrend line and this downtrend line, they're essentially trigger points for directional bias. And in this case, you can see that this trigger point is actually triggering. We're seeing Bitcoin trying to trigger an uptrend past this point. So a 4-hour candle close past this level and even testing this into a support, that would be fantastic for some confirmation in further upside for Bitcoin. So at the moment, Bitcoin is looking pretty good in terms of not yet topping out. It's still very much quite healthy in terms of trying to reach those higher highs and make and press past 16,000 to make a new yearly high altogether. So while we have continuation on the lower time frame, you can see here on the monthly time frame that we're really running out of resistances towards the upside. You only have this resistance ahead at 17,100 and this resistance ahead at 20,000. So not many resistances left, and in fact this previous resistance of 13,900 really is looking to be a support in the future, because of course old resistances turn into new supports in the future. So this level is going to be a very important level going forward, and this actually ties in with my 4-year cycle theory where 13,900 is that very key reference point for price. A 12-month candle close above it will enable a new all-time high in 2021, but not first without retesting this as a support, potentially even wicking below it. But that would be one of the last times that we see Bitcoin wick and go below 13,900. So not many retraces past this point left in this bull cycle. Something really to bear in mind and keep in mind, because the way I see it right now, anything below 13,900 is a fantastic opportunity for investors to get in before we reverse towards the upside for continuation in the trend and for that final 12-month candle close above 13,900. But in any case, guys, we don't have many resistances in this pocket of price action from 13,900 to 17,100. So essentially, if we're thinking about a local top for Bitcoin, we can't really say we're going to top out right over here because we don't have a higher time resistance that would resist price. It just looks like we have air between this level and this level. It really is an interesting time, because whenever we don't have many resistances in price like we have now, there isn't much to resist price. So in this case, the resistance, the next really important resistance, is still over $1,000 away. That's very exciting, because if we don't have much to resist at the moment, then why should we start pulling back? Of course, a pullback is going to happen in the future. It's inevitable, it's part of any growth cycle, it's a natural part of the process. But at the same time, we have to bear in mind that in these exponential uptrends that Bitcoin is actually enjoying right now, in these exponential uptrends, we tend to see overextension on the price action, overextension into extreme greed, overextension into oversold territory when it comes to the RSI indicator, for example. So we're seeing this expansion, this overextension, which is pretty normal in bull markets, and we're probably really gonna stretch price towards the upside before stretching back price towards the downside in the same way as a rubber band would. So a rubber band would really stretch towards its maximum stretch before stretching back down and correcting for that over exuberance. Very good analogy, and this is what we're probably going to see. So the next top we see for Bitcoin will likely be near a higher time frame resistance, and that top would result in quite a sharp correction. That's unavoidable. It's happened in the past before, and it's just something we have to come to terms with, guys. We have to understand that a correction is looming large. It's a fantastic opportunity, and if we vow to ourselves that we're gonna want to buy on the retrace, then let's follow our own advice in that case, because a retrace in a bull market is a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic financial opportunity, one that I'm going to be making the most of as well, especially below 13,900, because we don't have many retraces left beyond that point. So in any case, guys, that's the monthly predicament for Bitcoin and a few of my thoughts about it. But let's talk about Ethereum, which is trying to follow with Bitcoin. It's trying to catch up to Bitcoin, and you can see here that Bitcoin painted a triangle right over here, but it looks like Ethereum painted the same structure, of course, but it's a little further along. It's already retested the top of this structure, and it's already rallying towards the upside. So what could that give us? What insight could that give us into Bitcoin's price action? Well, Bitcoin could very well do the same thing. We could try and think of Ethereum as leading in this case, in a sense that it's already predicting what Bitcoin could potentially do. So Bitcoin could, of course, pull back into this level right over here and then rebound towards the upside. So essentially, Ethereum is foreshadowing what Bitcoin could do, while at the same time trying to catch up to its exponential rally, which is an interesting thought. Very interesting to think about it that way, but it's essentially what's going on. And if we just think about the money flow cycle, Bitcoin has already broken out from its money flow cycle. It formed this money flow cycle between somewhere around 11,000 to 12,000. That's where its money flow channel was happening, roughly speaking. And once this money flow channel broke out, we of course saw some exponential upside from Bitcoin. But the thing with money flow channels, and you guys can read this in my crypto money flow cycle newsletter, on the Rekt Capital newsletter, it was a free edition. With these money flow cycles, Ethereum tends to form money flow channels as well, but it tends to lag 7 to 14 days behind Bitcoin's money flow channel breakout. So whenever Bitcoin breaks out from its money flow channel, it will rally towards the upside, and 2 weeks later, approximately, Ethereum will follow suit. And in fact, if you just study the charts a bit closely, Bitcoin broke out from its money flow channel on October 21st, and you can see that 16 days later, November 6th, is where Ethereum broke out from its channel and is pulling back to test the top of this channel as a support, which will enable it to springboard to higher price levels. So fantastic technicals aligning here for Ethereum to see further upside, and that's really positive to see from Ethereum, because Ethereum is following, it's catching up with Bitcoin's uptrend, but still kind of foreshadowing what Bitcoin could potentially do under lower timeframes. And this is the last coin that I'm going to talk to you guys about, because in the previous video I spoke about how we needed to hold this support of $55 before springboarded towards the upside, which would be a revisit of this range, because of course Litecoin is in this 18% range, and of course we saw a beautiful rally towards the top of the range. nearly missing it, pretty much missing it by a few percentage points, but in any case, an 18% rally since the previous video. Fantastic to see Litecoin rally this much. And it's really important. It's an important time for Litecoin because it's retesting top of its multi-year downtrending resistance. And if it can do that successfully, so if Ethereum can continue rallying, Bitcoin continues rallying, Litecoin is going to follow these very nicely and rebound to these highs at least to try and challenge those highs. But above all else, $66 is the resistance that Litecoin needs to break to really expand in its price action. So many things are aligning quite well. Of course, the money flow cycle is primarily focused on Bitcoin, to an extent on Ethereum, and to an extent on smaller large caps like Litecoin, for instance. So the stars are aligning. The money flow is primarily in Bitcoin. It can be trickling into Ethereum predominantly, with a bit of space for large caps, other large caps as well. But it's setting the stage. We're seeing these coins set the stage for smaller altcoins to overperform in the market. And the way this is going to work is by Ethereum breaking out from this sideways channel, from this money flow channel, enjoying a bit of upside before forming a range at highs. And it's this range at highs for Ethereum's price action that's going to precede altcoin increases in their valuations. It's going to precede a market-wide increase in valuations for altcoins, because Ethereum is a leading indicator for these altcoins. Many altcoins are built on the Ethereum platform, so Ethereum is a leading indicator for altcoins. So Ethereum ranging and Bitcoin ranging are the best things. It's a recipe for success for these altcoins to over and outperform in the market. So the stars are aligning, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you, of course, want to subscribe to the Rekt Capital newsletter at an early bird discount of $5 a month, then click in the link in the description down below. It's totally worth it. Fantastic value for an affordable price, but at the same time, lots to get excited about as we enjoy this bull market. The stars are aligning for altcoin valuations for an altcoin season just a few weeks away. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, of course. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. That's about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak soon.